Jamal Pearson, congratulations. You're a Western Illinois Leatherneck. How does it feel to make your decision?
Feels good. It's a very exciting time, as you said before. I'm excited. That's all I really got to say. I'm really excited.
What is the opportunity that you have going and rejoining Cam Burrell and Nick Irvin and playing for the Leathernecks?
Just to be a big time player in college basketball. Obviously a lot of people would tell you, it doesn't matter where you go, just as long as you are able to produce. So that's really the opportunity that I see there. Just me being a big time player and being able to produce.
And what were the factors in your decision to choose Western Illinois? Because I got to imagine you had a number of offers.
Yeah.
What were the criteria that you looked at for a school, and why did you ultimately choose Western Illinois?
Western was tricky at first because it was a trick. I'll go back to that, but my goals were to go to a school, sit out a year, and be able to play that next year. Being able, a big thing for me is player development. So I just wanted to develop, show my game, and then be able to have those coaches' trust from within that year, and then being able to play that next year. But that and just being able to be comfortable. The guys that were talking to me the most, I just wanted to lock in on those schools, and even some of the guys that weren't. But the big thing for me this time around making my decision, because it's the second time, is just being able to do my research on my own. Even if it's about the coach, where they've been, who has played for them, and then I think the biggest thing with me is like what players have they had like me before. Because I think the choosing of my last school was kind of different because I didn't really look at that, and I think that kind of plays a role with how the coach feels about a specific player or how a specific player plays. So it was a lot of factors going into it. Yeah.
So did Coach Jeter, obviously his track record did something to make you feel comfortable? Was his development of big men in the past something you looked at?
Yeah, just all the guys he had. It was some, not all, but some of the guys he had were did really good. Obviously, went pros overseas. Couple guys I've seen had like some G League looks and stuff like that. So and then ultimately he's a winner, so he knows how to win, and I really value that too.
And what about Nick Irvin made you want to go play for him? Because you played for, was it 3 years or 4 years at Morgan Park?
4.
4 years. So you wanted 3 more years with Nick Irvin. What about him made you want to continue to let him invest in you?
His player development, like his mind, that goes even beyond basketball. Just him being able to be a great person. If I need anything, like if I need life advice or I need a mentor, he's right there with me. He's seen a lot in the basketball world, and that's really good to me. I value that a lot too. And then
he said he can't run up and down the sidelines anymore, bro. That's the one big difference between college and high school.
Yeah, facts. He gotta. Yeah, that's facts. But yeah, he's just he's a genuine guy, and I really respect him too.
So for Western fans watching this at home, you played with Cam Burrell, and you guys are pretty different players.
Yeah.
What do you bring to the table? What does he bring to the table? And what can Leatherneck fans expect from you two on the court at the same time?
Me and Cam are totally different players, but one thing we do have in common is what Nick always says was what gets me going is just outwork. I mean, he obviously uses some more language, but he just says, go outwork the next person, basically. And I think me and Cam do that to the best of our ability, and actually it works hand in hand. But I think me, I'm much more of I'm outgoing. I'm an extrovert, so I talk a lot on the court, talk a lot to different people that I may not even know. I talk trash a little bit, so that dog mentality, and then and I feel like when I was younger, if I always want something, I had to go get it myself. So that's what I always did. And Cam is kind of on the quieter side, but he's like a silent assassin. It's really like skinny, but he gonna get whatever he want too. And he's really sneaky. People really don't know about him, but he really nice to me.
What was your favorite game at UAB? Was there one place you got a chance to play, or one team you got a chance to play, or a player? What was your favorite moment, I guess, at UAB?
Favorite game to play in was probably I probably had a tiebreaker. The Kentucky game, just because of the respect for the all-time great coach there, obviously, and
What was that like? Was that in Lexington?
Yeah, it was in Lexington. It was a great atmosphere. 17,000 people, most fans I ever played in front of. It was loud, and it was a great environment. In Kentucky, I scored the first 4 points of the game. Crowds went crazy. It was a great game, and I got to play against obviously some pros, which I've been doing for a long time. But the second game, it was probably the Memphis game. We ended up losing. It was in Bartow, but in Birmingham. But we played Memphis, and we were up 20 in the first half. We were actually up 20.
Is that this year or last year?
This year.
Wow.
And then
this is Precious Achiuwa and
Precious got the cooking. So once he got hot, he got to the line a lot. So it was kind of hard to stop. So they ended up coming back and winning, but the atmosphere in that gym, we only hold like 8,500, and we probably had 7,000 people in there, and it was just rocking. Yeah, so it was probably the best 2 game. And Auburn last year, we played in the BJCC. We almost beat those guys. We ended up losing by 4. One of my guys that shot to tie the game up going overtime. Played in front of 11,000 people. It was a great game.
So you almost beat a Final Four team.
Oh yeah.
Have you thought about that? You go from high school to beating a Final Four team in a matter of months.
It was crazy. It was great. I would say that game for us almost beating them. It was great scouting. That was the best scout I've ever seen.
What was Bruce Pearl like on the sidelines? Was he saying funny stuff?
Probably not funny stuff, but a little bit like Nick Irvin.
How so?
Just being feisty. He's on his guys. He's giving advice. Guys at the free throw line, he's telling his guards to come here. He's telling them stuff. He's real active, and Nick brings that to the table too.
All right. So what about high school? What was the most intense game you can remember in high school?
The most intense game I can remember in high school.
Your super sectional game against St. Lawrence or at St. Lawrence against Bogan. That was pretty intense. I don't know about if that is one of your top 3, but I remember that game. There was a lot of pressure in that building.
Yeah. One game I really remember was, the most intense game probably would have to be the state championship game my junior year when we beat Fenwick. Yeah.
What are your memories of that game?
The most intense part was that we didn't know where it was going to come. Like, how – I don't know if you know my older brother, Linnell Henry.
Oh, he's your brother?
Yeah, that's my older brother. Like,
nice.
Yeah. So he I think he scored like 18 points in that game, but it was the younger guards that really brought us together because Ayo had got hurt, and Marcus had like 9 points, but he had like 6 assists, and Namari had like 21 points, and he really heated up in the second half. So that probably was the most intense because we knew we were supposed to win, but we didn't know where it was going to come from. Yeah.
How about who's the best player you had to go up against in your high school career?
Does it include pickup?
Sure. Pickup and during a school game.
Okay. The best player I've had to guard during a game. What was it? During a game.
Was it Bull? I mean, I remember when you played Finley Prep at Navy Pier, that was a crazy atmosphere. That was the game where you had the dunk.
Yeah.
The lights went green.
Sure. Yeah.
That was one of my favorite moments I've ever captured on camera.
Yeah, that was a great capture right there.
What do you remember about that play?
Ayo came off the screen and it kind of like stepped back when he shot it. Like he came off the screen, hesitated, and shot it. And I just said, I got to go attack. Nobody boxed me out, so I had to go attack the rim. And the crazy part about it is what I was just talking about with Cam. If I didn't get the rebound, Cam was going to get it. Because he was right under me. I kind of like I dunked on him and one of the Finley Prep players. So, yeah, it was a great play. And then I remember Kobe doing this. on the sideline. Yeah.
Wait,
You know
oh,
Kobe.
Kobe Irvin. Yeah, I was gonna say, wait, Kobe Bryant was there?
Oh no, no. Yeah,
Oh yeah, he was like,
yeah,
that was legendary.
yeah.
So
But the
Bol
best
Bol's got to be up there. But yeah, how about
Bobo.
toughest player you had to guard in high school and toughest player you had to guard in pickup or AAU?
High school, I would say Bobo because I didn't really guard him like that for real. The best player I had to guard in high school was probably Bobo, and I barely guarded. Nick really wanted Nick. Actually, I probably was the most. It was probably me and Cam was probably the most versatile defenders. But Cam really guarded the best players. Cam
Hmm.
guarded the best players my junior and senior year. And the best player I had to guard AU was Marvin Bagley. That was,
Tell me
that was
about that.
he had I didn't really guard him as much. We had a guy, EJ Williams, that go to Alabama State, like 6'10", 300 pounds, but he really guarded him and he had like 25 and 25, literally. We ended up beating him though, but he still had his numbers.
That's amazing.
And pick up. Oh, I had to guard some people. And pick up the hardest player to guard was probably it's a tie between either Billy Garrett or Wayne Blackshear.
Man, I didn't get a chance to see Wayne play in high school, but the way like you and Io talk about him, I mean, just a monster. Because he could post up, right? He wasn't just a guard.
And it feels like he's 6'7", but he's really not.
What made him so dangerous?
Yeah, you said what?
What made him so dangerous?
His bag, his versatility, his awareness, his deceptive. Like he's deceptively quick. Like he can do a lot of things. He got a lot of moves. He got great footwork, and he can shoot. That's the biggest thing. If you can shoot, it's really hard to stop.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So final question for you, Timel, is how have you changed since high school as a person? I mean, remember first 2 years of college for me personally, I changed dramatically.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious, both you as a basketball player and you as a man, what's the difference between senior year Timel and now that you're going into your third year of college?
Senior year just a man and just about life is just being more mature, getting down to basics, setting my goals, whether it's, investing in stocks or it's
Really?
looking at different businesses or, reading a book either, you know what I'm saying? Like just different things like that, just expanding my mind and just being able to pick other people's brains about what they're doing and how did they get to the place they got to. I think maturity is probably the biggest thing for me as a man that I've grown in those two and a half years. But as a basketball player, it's really because I didn't really play my junior year and I missed my senior year, so that 2 years allowed me to really get in the game and really focus on the gym, how to get better, and just having my player development down, learning moves, still picking people's brains on what to do, what not to do. And then just awareness. I think if awareness goes a long way on a basketball court, because if you know where you're going to defend or don't, and you can make things happen.
That's awesome. Can't wait to see it. I'm sure this redshirt year will be a really nice way to transition, and then you'll come back. And you got 2 more years of eligibility, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is there anything I didn't ask you about high school, college, your life off the court that I should have?
Well, something that I want people to know.
Yeah.
I'm probably one of the most smartest basketball players.
All right.
Yeah, intellectually.
Okay. How does that manifest itself? How does that appear on the court?
Just being able to talk, being a leader, being able to see things before they come, watching film a lot. Just not break it down myself, break it down other people, what they like to do, what they don't like to do, and just being able to, as I told you before, I'm an extrovert, so I like communicating. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna tell you if I feel like you're wrong or if I feel like you don't. I mean, in the best way, but still gotta let other people know. Just being that leader on the court and off the court.
I love it. Well, Timel Pearson, thanks so much for joining us, and congratulations on committing to Western.
Yeah, I appreciate that.